Good morning, everyone. It's November the 4th, 2020, Wednesdays. I'm so sure last night probably stayed up late and watching the TV and counted the polls, the votes as well. Um, let's give you a quick recap. U.S. stock surged on Tuesday, extending Monday's gain as Americans head to the polls to vote for the next president of the United States. Dow was up 554 points, Nasdaq up 202 points, S&P up 59 points. These helped recover the losses from previous week. The aftermarket was also up, and the pre-market is very strong this morning. We're about 25 minutes away from the bell and started the trading. Um, Nasdaq currently now is up about 3.7%, while Dow is up 0.7% and S&P 500 up 1.7%. Oil climbed by the most in nearly a month on Tuesday after OPEC members considered delaying a use of oil production cuts early next year, and WTI crude is now trading around 38.60. Gold also was up yesterday at an equivalent level of 1,907 as of this morning. The popular SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust, or called SPY, which tracks the benchmark index, could drop 7% by end of this week in a contest election scenario, according to one of the investment firms. Election results aside, the two most important events of the week are still to come: the FOMC meeting and non-pay payrolls report. The non-farm payroll came in as 365,000, which is way under the estimate 650,000. So we'll see if this will actually impact the market. The market will react to this, or it was really all kind of the attention is all focused on the elections result. Here, a few things to know before the bell. As mentioned previously, U.S. stock futures staged a volatile rally overnight after a close presidential race boost technology shares. U.S. stock are seen opening mixed Wednesday in a choppy trade, with tech stock outperforming investors seek to balance positions. Hong Kong Hang Seng underperformed negative 0.2% as traders sold off after China regulations suspended anticipated listing of China's Ant Group, citing major issues. The dollar has ripped higher after Trump prematurely declared victory, well before total vote had been continued. Green energy shares tumble and fossil fuel shares spike as investors react to President Donald Trump securing second term and Republican retaining the Senate. Well, again, this is not confirmed yet because, as you know, the count is still going on, and some of them are mail-in ballot, which will take few days. Particularly, Pennsylvania is very key state, which run the election vote. So even though Trump was leading, because of the counting of the vote, it could have changes. Last night, the very controversial state was Arizona. So basically, Fox was declared victory of Biden on that one, and Biden came out, I think, about 15-20 minutes to make a really short speech. And all they tell people was just be patient, looking for the result. It may take a few days, and which is really good, right? So we'll see, because at that moment, I think Biden was kind of still leading when he made a speech. Then after that, Trump actually overnight also made a speech because Biden did, which they learned from the historical elections. That's the right thing to do. And Uber and Lyft shares jumped over 15% after California voter approved a proposition to continue classifying the drivers as independent contractor instead of employees. So there was a very big controversy about the stock because of the burden of overhead and cost if these drivers in the California state have to be considered as employee, so you have to give benefits and so on. But because you consider independent contractors, so the stock seems to be more favorable. So that was up in the pre-market. So what's next? Despite Trump's claimed victory, key races that could determine who heads to the White House are still too close to call, including Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. In some places, it could take days to count out the vote, which is what I just mentioned earlier. The biggest concern on Wall Street has been contest election that takes days or weeks to resolve. So at this moment, while we're celebrating, and you can look at the number, we look pretty good and rebounding from previous week with the concern of uncertainty and coronavirus spike. We're actually seeing that rebound or return to reaching off of the 50 days average, but the risk hasn't gone away yet. So we'll see how it goes, how it plays in the next few days. If there's lawsuit going on in particular state on regarding the count of the tickets, therefore the market can still be very volatile at this point. Even we see the market up consecutively, it doesn't mean we'll strike through the 52-week high, because if you pass the 50 days average again, you have potential will reach back to the high, particularly now that Trump, Trump was still leading, and it could lead it to the business as usual, if I call. But it may still step back, may not be how analysts predict, or even myself, for 10 or 20% drop that was previously communicated. I would recommend stock good for adding portfolio over the next few days when things are more, kind of stabilized and we kind of have a clear more pictures what's going on. And as the market kind of follow which presidential they think more leaning to win, and those stock will be happening more favorable. Like that's why this morning in the pre-market, the green energy wasn't looking too good. Looking at my screen right now, which I have been put up there for a while, there's some stock that you're probably familiar with the symbol. Eastern call that was rose 18% to 850. This stock had one point, have 2,000% return in one day, and then you pop it to investigation, and then the stock was slip back down to five, I think around $7, and then you gone up again, back and forth. Lyft, as you know, after IPO, your actually wasn't doing very well, including Uber as well. They still have a long way to go with the support of the 5G technology, selfless driving. So it will be a while. Workhorse Group, you probably have heard about that before, and also it rose 8.8% to 1942 in the pre-market trading after gaining over 11%. And then there are few other bigger stock today that kind of also leading up. So there's still some earnings going to come up. I don't know how Nintendo going to play out yet, and you're supposed to announce earnings day. So again, let me know if you have any questions. Send me an email. If you like what I just said or watch this video, have not subscribed yet, please do so. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for your support.